Yo, guys, what is going on? Welcome today into Rover Sports. I hope everybody is having a beautiful Friday night. It's good we're perfectly live. A lot of times what you could do on social media is you could make a live stream but not have it be live. So tonight we have a live stream, and of course this white shirt might not have been the best for the camera, but tonight I'm going to be doing some more of the football videos, some more of the bottom worst 12 teams in the NFL. I hope that everybody is having a great Friday, and this is not an eventful Friday, but I am going to be able to come on here, and I love just coming on here late, talking to you guys. It gets me for the time and everything. So what we're going to do right now is I'm also going to pull up some rookie odds. I'm really excited for the time when we can break down some NFL film. That's going to be a really, really good time for us, for our business, for our year. And it should be fantastic. So I want to thank everybody for being in here, everybody for being in the live stream. Come and roll in. Let's hang out. Let's talk ball. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about whatever, man. I'm going to even tell you guys what I was thinking about today. And just give me 1 second. I want to adjust some things in the room. But give me 1 second because this is our live stream. I was talking to my friend Jet Central, and Jet Central is a guy that I kind of know about from YouTube. And we were talking about YouTube, and it just would be very advantageous, sometimes to have a co-host. Although when you do this stuff yourself, that's when you kind of find out, just about the reps. The summer's also the hardest. I mean, I'm making a video tonight about the Giants and the top 4 moments or top 5 of our, regular season for the Giants. But in the summer, man, it's freaking brutal to come up with topics. I mean, I'm watching a little bit of Summer League, but that shit is dying down. I'm not a huge reality TV guy. I probably should get into that. Everybody's kind of on vacation doing their own shit. Friday nights at times can be a little bit repetitive, a little bit boring. Last night, I did go to a craps table, and that whole thing was okay, but I didn't end up winning shit. So anyway, enough kind of about what is going on with my life. I'm going to now tell you some football teams that are in the top 12. So of the worst teams. So these teams I'm banking on not making the playoffs at all. These are the teams that I have not making the NFL playoffs, and I hope I'm correct on all of these teams. So we're going to do the top 12 worst. So I said the Dolphins will be worst. I think the Dolphins and Tannehill, I think they're going to be picking a quarterback in next year's draft. The New York Jets, I think Todd Bowles will be fired. So they're my 31st team, the New York Jets. The Washington Redskins, I believe, will be also taking a quarterback in next year's draft, whether that be Clayton Thorson or Herbert. And then the Buffalo Bills, with all the LaShawn McCoy news going down about how, the woman might have set up Shady McCoy. So all of that is happening in Buffalo. Richie Incognito is out of there. Eric Wood retired. Their offensive line was one of the worst on Pro Football Focus's offensive line list. So the Buffalo Bills I have struggling. Number 28, the 28th worst team that I have in the NFL is I have the Oakland Raiders. John Gruden, I'm not too confident in everything he's putting together there. I think that their division is just so awfully difficult. So I look at the Oakland Raiders, and I don't see them having a great season next year. I see their offensive line struggling. The Oakland Raiders will struggle. They will plummet, I believe. So if Oakland makes the playoffs, I'll be surprised. Number 27 is Jacksonville. I haven't been high on the Jacksonville Jaguars in a while. It's no secret here that I think that Jalen Ramsey runs his mouth too much. And this defense, defenses over time, they are not compatible to carry a franchise. And this is why Blake Bortles, the anemic passing game, Leonard Fournette just chugging it into the line of scrimmage, Doug Marrone, his offensive incapabilities as a play caller is going to catch up to him. They also play in a good division with the Texans, with the Titans. The Colts might get Andrew Luck back for some of those games. I see Jacksonville falling apart, especially from the inside and out. Number 26 is the Cincinnati Bengals. This is Marvin Lewis. This is about a culture that is stale. I didn't love their draft. A lot of people love their draft. They're going to be picking in the top 10, and they're probably going to fire Coach Lewis. I would be very surprised if the Bengals are in the playoffs. So Bengals at 26, I believe. 25, and thank you for the thumbs up. You guys are free to comment on the stream as well. Comment. I like getting comments if possible. And you know what, too, is if I get comments, I should have had some caffeine before this. Sometimes you get a little tired doing this shit. But I am going to say, I said Cincinnati to Dallas Cowboys. Frick no, I don't think Dallas is going to be very good. I think that Jason Garrett is fired. They're not competing with the Eagles and the Giants. There's no way. Dallas Cowboys in the top 12 for the worst NFL teams. They have a good offensive line. Their corners, I don't think, are going to be that good. You look at Leighton Vander Esch. Yes, he's okay. You know, everybody's roster looks decent. You know, like you have Crawford. You have a couple of other guys that can kind of David Irving that could be all right. But everybody's roster looks pretty damn good at this stage of the year. Then let's put down the Colts. Put down the Indianapolis Colts. I don't think Andrew Luck's getting back. I think Chris Ballard, I don't think it's happening in Naptown this year. Division too tough. I don't see the Colts. Their defense still has so long to go. It's patchwork everywhere on that team with Frank Reich. I don't think that they're making the playoffs at all. Then we look at a team that everybody's going to talk about how polarizing this team is, the LA Rams. LA Rams, big flop coming this year. Biggest flop in the NFL this year. LA Rams not making the playoffs. Rounding out the top 10, Sean McVay gets rattled. Les Snead gets fired. The defensive players, it's just going to be it's going to be a really long and what the Rams have done is they put all these apples in the basket of they think it's their time right now to win a championship with Jared Goff, but I don't think he can win it. And then they have hired, they've signed Marcus Peters, who has always been trouble, Aqib Talib, who is older right now, even more outspoken, even more wild than he's ever been with the Patriots. So you have to have all these guys in-house. You have Ndamukong Suh, who again is a personality, a diva as well, who steps on people's faces. You're putting all these guys in one locker room, and you had one good season last year, and now you're expecting to make the run for the championship. And if it does not happen, you're in cap hell, and also you're going to be in personality hell with these players. So I see the Rams kind of being a flop. That's not really how you build in the NFL. It doesn't just happen overnight. With the Eagles even, they had to put themselves in situations to be great. The Eagles also benefited from a schedule. They benefited from a really soft NFC, and they took advantage and had a generational quarterback. That's what usually happens. You get hot with a quarterback like Cam or Carson Wentz. You have that type of season. Everything clicks. Matt Ryan had his season. Somebody is going to have that type of season this year out of nowhere. And I think that season is going to be in Kansas City. I've been saying that for a long time. I think the Giants will bounce back. There's a lot of teams that are going to really click this year, but these are the teams that are not going to click. Then I'm going to put the Cleveland Browns in here. I'm going to put the Ravens and the Cardinals. And that reminds me, we now get to our Rookie of the Year poll the Rookie of the Year voting. So let's pull up Bovada right now. And I hope you guys can comment if you guys listen. If you guys are enjoying the live stream, go ahead and comment. I want to see Rookie of the Year polls for offensive and defensive Rookie of the Years. And you guys are also encouraged to go check out UCF Jaguar and Jet Central. This weekend, they're going to be recording their Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, all this stuff, you know. Boy, oh boy, how's it going, guys? Thanks for popping into the live stream, guys. It means a whole lot. Okay, I know Tony A is a Rams fan, so he thinks that my list is a flop. But you got to take Flyers, man, because last year everybody thought the Bucs and the Giants would be good, and it didn't happen. So, you know, I got to take a risk somewhere, and the Rams is an interesting risk. And if I win this, you know, Rams thing, it's going to look really, really smart. My record prediction for the Chicago Bears, I think I had 7-9 or 8-8. I could go through them, but they're kind of in the middle of my list. They're not in the top 12 worst. They should be right around 15, Remy, I'd say. I really do like what the Bears are building. They're building something special, and we'll see if Mitchell Trubisky, I think Trubisky's game could apply to the NFL. I didn't see enough of him at North Carolina, but the guy throws in rhythm. He now has the best offensive staff around him. He has great quarterbacks helping him out, and a coach that played quarterback in Matt Nagy. So I look at Chicago is going to be great. First of all, Tony, I get that point. Everybody's writing the Bucs off, and that's why I'm not selling my stock, because their stock is so low right now. It's time to buy high on the Bucs. It's time to buy high on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tony, because everybody thinks because Winston's not going to play. First of all, the season hasn't even started yet. Second of all, they have winnable games. The Steelers never play well early in the year. The Steelers lost 34-3 against the Eagles a couple years ago. They barely beat the Browns to start the season last year. The Steelers are not an invincible team. If you're 1-2, and then you're going on the road playing Chicago, Jameis has everything to prove. Dirk Cutter has everything to prove. The Bucs can still win. The Bucs are still going to win the NFC North. I do think that the Eagles will take a step back because it's so hard to repeat. And Ben McAdoo said similar things yesterday. I don't know if he was trying to motivate the Eagles or not. But Ben McAdoo said that the Eagles are, because it's so hard to just be motivated to continue to play football. And everybody thinks to just because one thing happened and another thing's going to happen. I don't think the Eagles are going to go on a dynasty run. Their players are getting older. Their players are distracted. You know, you had the whole White House saga this year. Basically, they're bringing in all these guys like Michael Bennett, Haloti Ngata, guys that have been in trouble. So, listen, you know, I look at the Eagles, and I'll be surprised if they made the playoffs this year. They are off of my playoff list. I think the Bucs will go 1-2. They'll beat the Steelers, though. They'll find a way. The Eagles is a winnable game. I mean, the Eagles, you know, the Falcons, if they go 0-3, it'll be really tough. Yeah, Jeff. I mean, Carson Wentz is the only guy that's really scary about that team. But the whole NFL has another year to look at Doug Peterson. Like, they go from being the hunted to the hunter now, or from the hunter to the hunted, I should say. And, you know, it's difficult, you know, when you're on top to maintain. This isn't the Patriots. I don't think it's the Patriots. So, you know, Bill Belichick and Tom Brady are one thing, but is Doug Peterson Bill Belichick? That's what you have to be. If you're going to be a consistent winner in this league, you're going to have to be Bill Belichick. And can Doug Peterson be Bill Belichick and be a consistent winner for 10 years? Can he be one of the all-time great coaches? He had an incredible run last year, won a championship, kind of like Pete Carroll, and it came out of nowhere. I'm still stunned that it happened. I still probably need to remove some things from my house, some bad luck pictures in my basement. I purchased a Jim Kelly picture of the Buffalo Bills, and I think that screwed up my luck. I might have to sell it, or I might have to take a baseball bat and just destroy that picture. I think I did something wrong. I think I did something wrong with like my voodoo last year. It just was a year from hell. I'm gonna have to change things. Listen, I think the Giants will win the NFC East. I do. I think the Giants will win the East, but I think it's going to be really hard for the Giants to beat the Packers or the Niners in the divisional round. Packers, Niners, Vikings, Giants, Final Four in the NFC. Can't help but tell you my Final Four. Come on, where's the Rookie of the Year odds? Here we go. Josh Rosen is plus 900 to win Rookie of the Year. No, wait. Where's Josh Rosen? Yeah, he's 900 as of June 14th. Josh Rosen is winning Rookie of the Year this year. It's either Saquon or Josh Rosen, and I'm a big Josh Rosen proponent. I'm a believer in Josh Rosen. I think Rosen's going to be very good for the Cardinals. The more that you hear out of training camp and everything, this guy, like, you just get distracted because in the offseason, all we have to go off of with Josh Rosen is like how annoying his personality is. But once you get him playing football, the kid has such a sweet stroke throwing the ball. The kid has the best touch out of any quarterback. Josh Allen's arm, basically his throwing motion is flawed. It's too low. It's good. He's going to have some batted down balls in the NFL. Baker Mayfield's going to be a good quarterback, but it's Tyrod Taylor, it's Hugh Jackson, it's dysfunction, it's hard knocks. It's not going to work there. But I don't see Sam Bradford's not going to be the starter there. It's going to be Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen's going to kill it, and he will be I think he'll be the Rookie of the Year, or it's going to be Saquon Barkley. Those are the two guys offensively that have a really good chance. And then I'll throw you a couple of sleepers as well. RK, that game against A&M was so crazy. Kevin Sumlin completely blew that game. They were killing Texas A&M was killing UCLA. I think you had a missed field goal there. Rosen did get fortunate there, but that was just a tremendous comeback. And then I remember Josh Rosen going to Arizona too and just playing really, really well. Like this guy, when he gets to the NFL, when it's all a business, he has the right people around him. You know, he has McCoy now as the offensive coordinator. He does have Fitz. He has Ricky Seals-Jones that is poised to be kind of a matchup problem for the Cardinals on the edge. So I look at the Cardinals and I think it's pretty good. I know that they lost a wide receiver. I don't know if they lost John Brown or J.J. Nelson. It's one of the two. And you guys, of course, can help me out, figure that out. I'm going to give you now, if I had to pick now a couple of sleepers for Offensive Rookie of the Year, that's where it could be fun. So John Brown is off of the, he is off of the, Denver should have picked up Josh Rosen. Case Keenum isn't really going anywhere, but that's why we're excited to see. Imagine if Swag Kelly has a big preseason. That's what I am hoping is going to happen. Let's look at where John Brown's playing. I think he was signed like by the Bengals or something. Baltimore Ravens. Interesting signing by the Ravens. Yeah, big body, right? And also they got kid Deshaun Hamilton. So they really had a great draft. Like Denver, that was my favorite draft of all. Josie Jewell in like the 4th or 5th round. Bradley Chubb. They also got a cornerback as well, like this David cornerback. Denver's totally awesome. You're absolutely right about that. But some other Rookie of the Year odds. Boy, oh boy, can you even bet on the kid from Chicago, Anthony Miller? I think Anthony Miller's going to be big time this year, and he's going to be playing with Mitchell Trubisky, and he was my favorite rookie, and they have, James Washington at plus 3,300. Another one that's interesting is Ronald Jones, because you have Ali Marpet, who's a really good guard for the Buccaneers, and then you also have – they drafted this kid Alex Kappa, who's a complete mauler in the 3rd round. They have Donovan Smith. So I look at, I'm going to probably draft Ronald Jones, and Ronald Jones is a rookie of the year pick. It's plus 3,300. Holy shit, that is amazing odds for Ronald Jones to be rookie of the year. Lamar Jackson, no way. Royce Freeman, doubt it. Darius Geis, possible, good offensive line. I don't see it. Sony Michel is high too. He's plus 1,000, but Bill Belichick rarely uses his wide receivers or his running backs. If you have one fumble, just like Stephon Ridley, you're dead in New England. Let's see the defensive player of the year odds. Let's see the defensive rookie of the year odds. So as you would expect, Chubb is really high. Roquan is really high. Fitzpatrick, those are all guys that I thought about. All guys that I thought about. But Roquan's a little bit thin. His body might need to adjust to the NFL, but I think he'll be pretty good. Leighton Vander Esch, that's an interesting pick. But if you're a linebacker, you have to come up with a lot of interceptions. I might take Jair Alexander. Now, the thing is that Derwin James is pretty high on this list. The thing is that are we going to be a prisoner of last year? Are we going to be a prisoner of last year in that? And Darius Leonard's actually down on this list, which is pretty interesting. He's the only guy outside of the first round that is on this list for the Indianapolis Colts. Because last year, Marshawn Lattimore won Rookie of the Year for Defensive Rookie of the Year by getting a lot of interceptions. And is the NFL and are the voters, are they looking out for other position groups? And could that be a hindrance against the cornerbacks this year? So that's something to think about when you're thinking about the Rookie of the Years. But I like Jair Alexander. They also have Josh Jackson rated higher, and that's really interesting as well because Derwin James is a very good selection. Could he get a lot of interceptions? I love that pick for the Chargers. I really do. So I think that the Rookie of the Year, it's going to be an interesting one. I'm going to take Jair Alexander. I love the odds on the guy, Jair Alexander. And Vita Vea as well, because Vita Vea is going to get help from Gerald McCoy. He's going to get help from Jason Pierre-Paul and the guys on that defensive line in Mike Smith's defense. So I'll take Vita Vea as well. He could be a huge hit this year for Rookie of the Year. And then, of course, you have the favorite Bradley Chubb that is up there. Even Marcus Davenport. I don't know about Davenport. He's so raw. I think he might take time to develop. So thank you guys for hanging out. It's always good chilling with you guys, even late here on a Friday, 12:41 out here on the East Coast. I appreciate everybody hanging with tonight and listening to the show and watching the live stream. So with that, have a great night. I'll see you all next week. Should have some exciting interviews for you, a couple surprises. We might be taking Rover on the road next week. See you guys. Thanks again.